इतना सफर कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में। इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में ये अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी। ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानपुर से दूर अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
A very good afternoon to each and everyone who has joined us today for our webinar series. I, Archana Sharma, along with the entire team of Franchise India, welcomes each one of you to our Business Opportunity with Chai webinar. Franchise India is Asia's largest integrated franchise solution company since 1999. And we completely enjoy authority on licensing, franchising, and real estate. We have helped thousands of investors in selecting the right business opportunity while helping international and national brands to expand their business with our pan-India offices. Through our dynamic media and service platform, we cater to investors across all industries like F&B, education, retail, fashion, health, etc. We were the first company to develop and introduce franchise market in India. We completely focus on perfect relationship between brands and investors. And we are among the top 10 management consulting companies in India because we have served more than 5,000 brands for their expansion. With this introduction, may I invite and welcome management team of Franchise India, Gaurav Sir and Sonia ma'am. This particular webinar is hosted by both of them. And this is just a digital representation of the business opportunity which we have got for you. We do not endorse any particular brand. It is our privilege to welcome and invite and represent the brand GoFuel, which works on diesel delivery at your doorstep concept. It's an opportunity of mobile petrol pump for each one of you, and they are disrupting the entire market with this unique concept. GoFuel is India's first licensed fuel entrepreneur and mobile fuel distributor for Indian Oil, HP, and Bharat Petroleum. And they work with some of the prominent partners like Casa Grande, Amazon, Flipkart, and many more. And today we have invited the team of GoFuel to talk about this great opportunity for each one of you. May I invite and welcome Mr. Vinod Raj, who is the founder and CEO. He is joined by Mr. Muthuraman, who is the co-founder and CTO, Aditya, marketing head, and Mr. Bhaskar, who is the operation head, to talk about this great brand. But before I formally invite Mr. Raj to talk about the PPT, may I invite Praneet to play a small, beautiful video on GoFuel. Over to you.
Thank you, Archana.
Then, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Muthuraman.
Yeah, Vinod, you can take over. Yeah.
Guys, welcome Vinodji and welcome Muthuramji. And friends, as we go through the entire presentation, in the due course of the presentation, I will also request all our friends to put any questions that you have in the Q&A box, and we'll start taking them up as we close our presentation in the next half an hour.
Sure. Well, thank you so much, Sonia, Archana. I hope you all can hear me, and and thank you, Mr. Maurya and Sonia, for participating in this and giving us this platform to reach out to the entire country and showcasing what we've done and showcasing our passion, showcasing our team, and showcasing the work and the opportunities which we have. So thank you, the entire Franchise India team, especially Maurya sir, and Sonia and Archana, and not to forget Anshul and Gaurav, everyone put together. So on that note, let me just start with everyone's if everyone's there. I'd like to introduce my team with Muthuraman, who's the co-founder and the CTO, and same way the founding team of Aditya, who's also the head of sales. He's the CSO, and Praneeth, who's there as the operations head, and our entire other team who are sitting and having a look at this with Suresh Kulkarni, Lokesh, Vasundhara, Karthik, and everyone. So that's a simple a quick run on our team. GoFuel, the initiative or the idea came from the time we had in 2017, where we felt that this is one industry which has never seen disruption. We were seeing disruption in fuel delivery, in food delivery. We were seeing disruption in taxis. We were seeing disruption in even in our washing of clothes or the ironing of clothes. We saw disruptions in the parking lots and other stuff. So constantly, this was a question where this is one industry from the last 50 years to 60 years which has never seen disruption. So this was a light which we felt from 2017, and from there we moved to building an organization with all the members of the team and myself from 2020. Our mission is to build the world's most preferred entity for fuel and energy distribution down to the last mile. And this is something which we believe just not in India, but in the world. And my last slide will tell you why we are looking at it from a world perspective and from an Indian perspective. Our vision believes in 3 Ps. The first P is professionals. We'd like to build the most professional organization, which invariably builds in profits. That's our number 1 P. Number 2 P is our own personals. That is the people who work with us, people who've been with us and are going to be with us. We'd want to embark them as future leaders for this country and future leaders for the international market. And that's something which we take very, very seriously and personally. And the 3rd P is we want to give back to Mother Earth, which is planet, and multiple ways. Constantly the founding team and the entire team is constantly thinking of how we can give back to the planet Earth. A short example is by cutting down your detour to the petrol pump of what we have started off with GoFuel Diesel is a way we save millions of miles and planet Mother Earth doesn't get affected. So these are the 3 Ps of our vision statements. What we want to do, we are licensed by Indian Oil. We are grateful for them, and we are licensed by HPCL and BPCL, and we're grateful to all the 3 OMCs and the Petroleum Ministry and Commerce Ministry for giving us this opportunity of getting in these license. Our vision is by 2023 to look at 1,000 fleets, of course, with the support of Franchise India and everyone who's hearing us, and we would be constantly running towards how we can make this happen. And I will elaborate a little more on how we're going to work that out. Target is around 80 lakh liters dispensing per day. Expansion is around 700 districts. Targeting is around 16,000 customers a day and 1,500 delivery crews by 2023-2024. Okay, now this is the vision. I intentionally put our mission and vision, which is the first slide, and what we want to achieve in the first slide itself is reason saying that this is where we are looking at ourselves. This is where we want to go. Now, Having said that, it's all flowery, it's all great. As a startup, everyone's got the energy to do that. So we have this vision, we have this mission, and we have the target. Now, let's ask a question to ourselves. Okay, GoFuel, where are you actually now? And this is where we are. We started in December 15 by getting vehicles ready. By Jan 14th, we got the meter and the PESO approvals. By February 11th, we did the dry run. And by March 1st, we started running. And we've clocked 2 crores 58 lakhs at the close of May end, with closing 3 lakh liters of diesel dispensed, with 25 customers, happy customers. And for everyone who's listening, I'd like to highlight one very important point. This revenue of 2 crores 58 lakhs and 3 lakh liters is being done in a radius of 25 to 30 kilometers in just one city, and most importantly, within a 1.5 or 2 vehicles, because we're constantly using our other 2-3 vehicles on R&D, on technology, because our technology team and our app team is constantly working on that. And that's the average. And that pie chart is a clear, magnificent of in North Chennai, what was the percentage, West Chennai, how much was the percentage, and South Chennai, what is the percentage. So this is a real POC in the real sense. And this is the actual, invoiced amount. And no fabricated numbers. So this is where we are, from where we are dreaming, and this is which empowers us, that we can dream high, we can move forward with everyone's support. Now, a small element of what are we targeting, and what is our license being given to? It's been given for industries, RMC plants, heavy vehicles, hotels, shopping malls, housing, teletowers, companies, logistics, banks, hospitals. And we are not yet in the domestic cars. We're not yet in the trucks. Hopefully, the government opens up based on how we move forward in a period of time and observes us. And we are hopeful that can happen, but it's still not opened up. That permission is not given. But we didn't want to be the last people to enter this. We wanted to take the early birds advantage, and we moved to that. And in spite of moving with this, we've got this edge of doing 2.58 crores in a span of 3 months with 3 lakh liters. And in one city. Now, over one state, our territory manager has done a fantastic job by looking at how we are focusing on tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 cities and towns, and moving forward. And this is an example on the right-hand side, which you can see a pie chart of a particular state, and this is how we go. So basically what we're trying to say is this: the left-hand side is the opportunities which is opened up, the right-hand side is the network, is the mapping of a particular state of Tamil Nadu as an example on how we are moving forward. Having said that, now I'd like to talk to you about the actual opportunities. The actual opportunities is this pie chart. All those pies which are opened up, which is from heavy trucks, 8%. The reason why we put 8% is these are trucks which cannot move to the petrol pump, which are heavy trucks and in mines, quarries, and other stuffs. Agriculture, 13%, industrials, 11%, mobile, 2%, genset, 4%. All put together, you're talking about close to around 40% of the market is opened up on a 100% consumption, which is around 9,840 crore liters per annum of diesel is consumed in a year per annum, right? And that's the opportunity. 9,840 crore liters of diesel is being consumed. Even if we take per month, consumption is 820 for that entire 100%. And we take 40% of that, you're talking about 481.58 crores liters, which is there for us as an opportunity. I repeat, we have 481.58 crore liters per month, which is 40%, which has been approved by the government of India, approved by PESO, where we have room. So we did a little more maths. We said, let's go a little more in detail and see real opportunity in real numbers. And we just said, okay, 1,000 numbers we will do by 2023. What is the percentage we will cover on that 481.53? We discovered that we cover only 5.67%. Out of the 40%, which means the remaining 35%, there's room, which means there's room for improvement, there's room for growth, and there's room for other kind of innovative measures to get this market done. Because if you want to cover 481.58 crores of liters, you need 18,000 vehicles on the road to cover that kind of consumption. And by the way, with just 1,000 vehicles and covering 5.67 liters, your per day revenue is close to 54 crores as a revenue. And that's the target which we're looking at. And that's where we're moving forward. Now, that's the opportunity. And I'll tell you, okay, this opportunity is there. Why can't we look at it from a petrol pump perspective? Why should we look at it from an MDU perspective? In a petrol pump perspective, absolutely. Anyone can look at it. Why didn't we look at it? The reason why we didn't look at it is very simple. There's huge amount of paperwork. There's huge amount of statutory clearance. There's a huge amount of other land, rental, lease, and other variations and approvals from, forest department, highway department, PWD department, every variation. We chose mobile units because we invariably felt that it is something which is a lesser investment, whereas in a petrol station, you incur up to 4 to 5 crores, and you have to have 10 to 12 people as a manpower to handle that. But setting up a mobile fuel, it's around 30 to 35 lakhs, which is around 8% of setting up an actual petrol pump. Which means if you have the finance to set up a petrol pump, you could actually put up 12 mobile stations. And why I say that 12 mobile stations is because each mobile station, at least with that 8%, caters to 25% of a petrol pump's revenue. I'll give you an example. In a city like Chennai, Mount Road, I kind of go to a petrol pump and ask him, diesel only, how many liters do you do? 2,000 liters, 3,000 liters of diesel only we do. And it empowers me because when I ask my head for distribution, Solomon, and my territory head, they say they do 10,000, 8,000 per day with one unit of mobile station. So in whole, what am I trying to say? I've spoken to you about the opportunity. Here I'm giving you the value of investment. I'm saying that we could get into a petrol pump, but it terms as more value to get into a mobile petrol pump because it is 8% of your entire investment which you put into a petrol pump. Lack of, lesser paperwork, lesser approvals, and more importantly, you have more cash flow to play on with your first vehicle, second vehicle, which means 8% you can actually put in 12 vehicles, which means it's equal to 3 petrol stations with the same investment of 1 petrol station. And that's something which I was enlightened, and I'd like to share that. And as I gave you an example of the Chennai petrol station. Now, with all that said, what are we trying to offer? What are we trying to bring to the road, or what are we trying to bring to the desk to all the people who are listening here? Why GoFuel, and what's the advantage of GoFuel? GoFuel first is because of the passion the team carries, the passion and the vision the team carries. You could get into a fabrication, and you could do this from a fabrication point of view, but we chose not to do it. Though we have the ability, though we have the infrastructure to do it from a fabrication point of view, we chose not to do it because we wanted to walk the extra mile with every franchisee as a partner from the day one. We wanted to walk the extra mile in terms of reflecting, in terms of ups and downs, in terms of running the business. So what does GoFuel get to the table? It gets online ordering, OTP based transaction, geofencing, geotagging. I'm not going to spend too much of time. This is bare basics. A lot of people harp upon saying that, oh, we are geofencing, geotagging, but I believe that this is bare basics because our technology team, headed by our CTO Muthuraman, I feel that we've done much more, and that's the strength which we carry in our technology team. We've set up one of the best apps in the country for some large OEMs, so we have a lot of skin in the game in the technology. So real-time tracking, online reporting and dashboard referrals, smart trucks with IoT-based GoLock. And IoT-based GoLock is a very, very important tool because I'll talk to you about it in the coming slides. This is a new technology which our team member has one patent, and it's not patent pending, it's patent confirmed. So these are things which I will cover and talk to you about where GoFuel comes in. First, as simple as they put, customer's app and driver's app. So customer can order from the online, digital payments can happen, your OTP authentication, similar to what you do with Swiggy, similar to what you do with Ola or Uber, and there are a couple of other things, which is you could add multiple assets, which is if you have a couple of other generators in a couple of other places or in another couple of places, so you could add them so it comes into your account of the customer's account, saying that these are the number of stuffs. A couple of other things, when the nozzle of the gun is placed inside the generator, or is placed inside that heavy thing, we have a sensor where it goes to the person who's ordered it, which is the customer, and the customer has to put the OTP number and press the link. Only then the nozzle opens up. So as I said, we have super solid skin in the game in terms of technology. We have a young team which is moving forward to attain what we've visualized, and in terms of customers, user experience, customers' ease of using the app is absolutely strong. And of course, you have referral benefits and centralized invoicing, which means a customer can literally know that which site, how much of liters, which day, how much of liters of diesel was dispensed, and he could collate it to the productivity of that site. And he could look at it compared to the diesel dispersed to the productivity of the site, which means we not only come in as diesel distribution, which means we don't not only come in as technology providers, we also come in as finance support providers. We give you dashboards. You can take up data 4 months back, 6 months back to see the productivity of an organization. And for drivers, check the delivery, get direction, location, safety checklist, IoT-based invoicing, patterns of numbers, which in terms of how many orders are there today, and how to segregate the orders in terms of the 8-hour shift, 9-hour shift. AI is slowly getting implemented. We also have some other very good features in this. On the whole, what are we trying to build, or what is the benefit which the customer gets? Number one, he gets no proliferation, which is a huge problem, and that's what which covers on the lock, the G lock, which is patent awarded, where you cannot hit that lock, or you cannot try to shake the lock immediately. The central hub gets a notification saying that vehicle number so and so standing in Malvika Nagar in Delhi, is someone's trying to remove the lock, and immediately we can connect with the driver and saying that what's happening. So absolutely no proliferation, no adulteration, no leakage in terms, and this is a huge topic, right? We close to around 2,000 crores to 3,000 crores every year of rupees, INR, is being wasted because of leakage, and it's a huge matter, and that's something which GoFuel commits. It comes to zero drop. So these are the 4-5 benefits, and most importantly, the peace of mind for the customer that he is getting the diesel right from the gantry, which is from the OMC, which is not diluted, not proliferated, not adulterated, straight into his tank with a zero drop. The quality is what GoFuel stands for. And this is a simple ecosystem of how the mobile app works, your dashboards, what you get, how the vehicle is being connected, because the vehicle is an intelligent vehicle, and how the driver app is connected, how the dispensing units are connected to cloud, how the Bowser is connected to the cloud, and invariably goes to the generator, which I mentioned to you, where only after the OTP is pressed, or the link is pressed by the person who's ordered the vehicle, who's ordered the diesel, will the diesel come out of the gun. So that's the technology which we're talking about. Just to sum this up, GoFuel commits to zero drop, as I mentioned, close to 150 crores per month, around 2,000 crores of diesel is being wasted every year in our country because of spillage. And just imagine the same amount of money could be spent on COVID-19 medicines, our children's education, the educations of the poor, and other variations. So that's something which we carry as a social responsibility. GoFuel eliminates all other variations of you don't need your own jerry can, you don't need your own storage, you don't need to keep your hazardous storage requirement and get your PESO approval, because we will come to you at 4 hours timeline within that, in that particular city. And most importantly, it's the same cost of a petrol pump. And that's where we're delivering. And as I said, we believe in high quality, and we believe in zero drop, and that's what GoFuel commits to. These are some of our customers right now, which we are working towards, and pretty happy customers, and that's the people who made us clock those numbers. These are some things which we are very, very thankful and indebted to all the press and all the journalists who've kept us up and brought us into Autocars, the Hindu newspapers, DriveSpark, and Malayalam Manorama, and many other press availabilities which is there and which has covered us and given that recognition or seen that spark which GoFuel has and believe that there's going to be a difference which these people are going to create, and these are the media speak. There you go, the launch, specially launched by HPCL for our vehicles, and special launch only for our vehicles, and that's Sandeep Maheshwari, who's the the South Zone head for HPCL, and we have the director, executive director, Mr. From IOCL also, Mr. Jayadevan, launching our IOCL vehicles. So we are indebted, and we have some amazing relationships with HPCL, IOCL, and BPCL moving forward, and that's something which we are working organically to ensure because we have a vision for the country. Now that's GoFuel, that's what we've achieved, and that's what we've done. Now we bring to the table of what we have in mind, and if you are convinced, and if you dream and you want to achieve more, please continue to join me in the next slide, which is our GoFueler program. We call it the PHD, which is the passion, hunger, and dream. And we really believe in this because that's what has taken us from where we are, and it has brought us to where we are with our team and a small team who are passionate, who are hungry and dreaming. And we believe that we need to succeed in the entire country. And if our vision has to succeed, every nook and corner, we have 714 districts in our country. We believe 714 districts, we should have people as the same way we have with our team currently in GoFuel, who has passion, hunger, and dream to move this forward and to make this happen. And that's the reason why we are reaching out, and that's the reason why we reached out to Franchise India, because we believe that they're the best who could build this bridge or fill the gap of connecting our dreams into reality. So that's the GoFueler program. We call it the GoFueler program, and the franchisee. It's a business model and a recurring revenue model, which in the true sense builds in Atmanirbhar Bharat. That's a potential for 1,000 fuel entrepreneurs. So across the country, and that's where Franchise India and GoFuel, along with people who are believe in what we are saying, comes forward. We believe that this can be done by 23-24. As I've already given you the markets which are there, and I've also told you that there is a possibility that future there are new elements of transport and other things which might come in or might not come in also. And we're constantly thinking of reinventing ourselves, which means if we reinvent something new and you are a partner with us in that particular city or that particular territory, trust me, you're the number one who will get that reinvented opportunity. So that's the hand in hand of partnership we are looking at. A quick run of what this GoFueler program is. It's a company-owned franchisee operated model, and I'm sure people who are on this call understand what is a COFO model. Basically, the reason why we've done this is because in our licenses, it's clearly a mandate that company has to own the vehicles, company has to have the drivers in his thing, because this comes to a fuel and inflammable degree. So that's the reason why we brought this up. And as I told you in the beginning, we could have got into the fabrication model. We didn't do that. We believe that there's more skin in the game in this kind of a game, and that's why we opted for this. And this is a 35 lakh one, and with a 10 lakh in returns of after 5 years term. Fractional ownership model. There's also a second model. Again, I'm grateful to Franchise India and Mr. Maurya to have introduced this, where we could have 2-3 people participate in this, and we could give you a more stronger one-on-one. And Aditya, who's the head of chief sales, and along with Praneeth, can give you a little more detailed information. They're real masters in this. Performance-linked incentives is something which we're looking at, and that clearly shows we're not in it for the small one. We're not in it with a small vision. We are here with a larger vision. We are absolutely here with a larger vision. We want to go hand in hand to ensure that as unified as possible we grow. Why? Because when we do that, we bring in a unique franchisee proposition. We bring in an approach which is of partnership, and we are in a much stronger stage to negotiate and get better rates, and invariably take those profits and pass it on to you all and keep a small percentage of it with us. That's the intent, and build a CRM and build an proposition for the entire country and entire world. This is a little bit of defining roles for each stakeholder. As I said, we can get into this in detail for all those who are listening to it, for all those who want to participate in it, for all those who want to take a one-on-one. Our team is ready and move forward. This is a classic example of the roles and responsibility, like minimum working capital guarantee, which is a GoFueler, which is a franchisee sales to be mapped and forecasted. PO and LOI is something which needs to be committed, because we do not want our franchisees, we do not want our partners to risk their money, and we will teach them how to go about building a system, building a clearance pattern, building a CRF form, which is a customer requirement form, ensuring collections for customers, putting a stop and saying that not to go beyond a particular angle. All that which we've learned, we would build in HR management and for all employees and other variations. From our stage, we would be the front, in terms of a brand, in terms of a family, in terms of bringing all of us together, in terms of being known together as a brand, as a family. We would come into the vehicles, we would procure the vehicles, we would get in get in the best kind of technology, best kind of browsers and other variations, and that's what we would bring to the table. And I am so proud. I am so proud when I come to this slide, because this cannot be possible with one person, and every single person who's been in this name, and some people whose names we couldn't put because of slide variation. We are indebted, and this is the team which has started. We are a professional organization. As I mentioned, our vision is, the first P is to build a professional organization, and that's the output which we will get, and that's our team which is running right now. And this team is obviously going to expand and grow. Now we'll come to the actual financial dynamics. We are talking about 6,000 liters, 26 days. Potential is two trips in a day, which is around 12,000 liters, right? But when we did this calculation, I said to the team, listen, let's not do 12,000 liters, because we've got to share what we are going through. We might be clogging around 10,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 11,000 liters per day. We are doing that currently right now, and the proof in the pudding is our POC, and the proof in the pudding is our invoices which we created. But we've given this in such a way that 40% the first year of that 12,000, 50% the second year, gradually increase that so that you get skin in the game, which means in the first year, if you do more than 40% or 50%, invariably your return on investment, your ROI, your payback months invariably will come down. In the same way, if you increase the second year, third year, fourth year, it will go. Our highest intention when we made this slide was, we wanted to be absolutely honest. We wanted to give the ground reality. We didn't want to put some high-flying numbers. We didn't want to add some jazzy numbers to get people in. We wanted to be ruthlessly honest, and I could commit that these numbers are absolutely the honest and truthful. On the right side, if you look at key assumptions, this is 35 lakhs, your 10 lakhs in returns after 5 years. Interest is, with 7%, and ROI is being calculated with 35 months back, and the first year is 24%, second year is 57%, third year is 102% returns on investment on interest, 159% and 227%. Revenue is potentially with 2 trips, which I've already explained, starting with 4,800 liters per day, working only 26 days a month, and this is only for first year, and we gradually increase. And kindly note, unlike others, unlike anyone else who gives false promises where 1 rupee convenience charges can be charged and they put that into calculation, we have not done that, but there is room. I'm not trying to bring in a differentiation. There is room, and the market will definitely change towards that. So that's why we've said we've not put that, but that's an additional money which we can earn. So on that note, I want to just close quickly on our activation process. It does around 75 to 90 days. Incorporation, legal work, technology activation, marketing, office space, OMC strategic tie-up, and regulatory body approvals, and we're good to go to start. This is something which I said, our vision is not just for India, but for the entire world. We've started and confirmed a MOU in Bangladesh and South Africa. We are in initial talks in Sri Lanka and New Zealand and Africa. As I said, any partner who comes into India and has any reflection towards these countries or any other countries, they get a pie of what we have. So the whole objective or the intent is partnership. The whole objective and intent is sharing. On that note, my vision is this. This is how 1920s petrol pump looks, 30s, 50s, 80s, and 2010s. This is how petrol pumps and meters were. But I believe today your mobile smartphone is your petrol pump. And on this note, I'd like to just summarize, on the slide which I spoke to you about petrol pumps and a fuel station. There is 1 lakh petrol pumps which is needed in our country. We have a deficit of 1 lakh petrol pumps, in relation to the number of vehicles and number of requirement in the industries and corporates and business, B2B business. So there's such huge opportunity, and as I said, if you are ready to invest into a petrol pump, you are ready to invest for 12 vehicles. And if those 12 vehicles can actually bring you a revenue of 3 petrol pumps, if you are focused towards it and run towards it in a large way. And most importantly, you could quote, even Reliance and other companies are looking at 26% of converting their thing into MDs, which is mobile dispensing units, and that shows the promise. That shows that we can move forward in that direction, and that shows that there is opportunity out there. And all this is because the differentiator which we bring is technology. The differentiator which we bring is the fire in our belly. The differentiator which we bring is that we are constantly looking at how can we move forward and make a difference. And that's why we partnered with Franchise India, because we believe that this vision and this ambition can be done with them. And last but not the least, I come from a family which is a low middle class family. My father was a humble school teacher and a principal. Never did I ever dream of entering into a petroleum or a petrol pump business, because that was far-fetched for us. We thought that was super rich. And my entire 23 years career as a managing director and country leader has been more towards education, more towards training and other variation. Never did we ever think that we would come into this. But if we could do this in a span of 6 to 7 months, I believe that you all can do this. Vinod Raj, thank you.
Thank you so much, Vinodji. It was a very impressive presentation, I would say overall. And to add on to that, your passion and enthusiasm has made it more convincing as a business proposition. And friends, I will also request, I think some questions are being asked. I was going through some of the Q&A while we're answering them one-to-one, but I will also like to take some of these questions for the interest of all the audience which is present here. And I'm sure people about, the opportunity at large. If you look at doorstep delivery of diesel, or I would say mobile pumps in the market, now this market today is at a tipping point with all oil marketing companies are inviting EOIs from the startups. And rather, I would say this is an ignited interest we have received in this category from a lot of our investors or business buyer prospective franchisees. And firms already in the business or the sector can only partner with the OMCs. And they need to also have substantial experience to become official resellers or to become fuel entrepreneurs. And with this structure in place through the government initiatives, all the oil companies have made fuel entrepreneurs who can officially sell to their customers with their names and invoices. So what I'm trying to say is it's not easy for a company acquired a license like that. It requires educate experience, and most important is also a very sound tech setup which should be able to match the selection standards. And that's what GoFuel has done over the last, I would say, couple of months. And the initial success which they have talked about is something which I would say is also very commendable. So just to reiterate on the model, and this is a very unique model, I would say the company has launched. Most of the companies in this category have a franchisee-owned, franchisee-operated model. So what they're offering is a company-owned, franchisee-operated model, where the ownership of the vehicle remains in the name of the company, and so would the depreciation. So depreciation also fits in the book of the company, where the entire operations are taken care by the franchisee. And another very interesting opportunity with a lot of people is fractional ownership is something which is also gaining a lot of interest and globally. And this was something which was done in the real estate many years back and still continues to be, where you can become an owner of the asset or a business and you need not invest the entire amount. So you can invest maybe a percentage of the entire investment, and there can be multiple investors who can invest to become owner of maybe one asset. And to add on to that, you can also, maybe if you want to invest say 35 odd lakhs, which is the investment, you can even divide that investment in say 4 or 5 assets, and you can put that investment across various assets. So Vinodji, just to start off with, I'll take my first question, and you understand you've been in the trade and you have done a lot of research before we finally launched this model, and a lot of success I would say you already achieved in the last 3-4 months of your successful operations with a good, I would say, audience or market share in the locations where you're running. So my first question would be on the competition or the landscape today we see, and with a lot of these startups today getting registered, and some of these startups are also national brands already in the industry for very long. And this was one question which I saw coming from a lot of our audience also. Where do you see that value add or advantage that your company would bring? While I think that we have covered in the presentation too, but maybe 3 or 4 things where you think completely stand out versus the competition in the market.
Right. Thank you, Sonia. The first point is, as I mentioned, that we are looking at a partnership angle, and none of our competition is giving this kind of a opportunity. It's more of fabrication. It's more of, I will fabricate it, give the vehicle to you, a little bit of technology, and then, okay, you fight your own battle. That's not what we're looking at. We are looking at walking the extra mile with you. We are looking at mapping your territories. We are looking at sharing with you every single step which you take, every single challenge which you take. And we're looking at giving you 75 to 80% of that gross profit and retaining only 20%. Means it's absolutely transparent. And that's our first differentiator. The second differentiator, what we get to the table, is the technology aspect. As I'd mentioned, if I think we're at par with some of the brands who started 3 years back, 4 years back, 5 years back, and we're also very strong in making it more stronger. So that's the second differentiator, which means the partner who comes in now will also get the access to that technology and be with us. And spending on technology is huge amount of money, and that's the investment which we are ready to make. That's the second differentiator. The third differentiator is, as I said, if everyone has to move towards a particular battle or accomplishment or a particular opportunity, I think a unified approach is what makes it happen. I'll give you an example. If I go to a Flipkart or if I go to a Microsoft, or if I go to a HDFC Bank, which says, hey, okay, listen, this is a great stuff, but I need it across Andhra Pradesh in major cities. I need it across Telangana or major cities and a little bit in Kochi, Kerala. Would you be able to support? I would be able to say yes, because I have our partners there to support at those kind of big assignments and those kind of big consignments, which obviously goes to our partners. So that, I truly believe that's the differentiator which we bring.
Sure, that's very helpful, Vinodji. I'll also pick, so we've talked broadly on the investment, which is about 35 odd lakhs. And for the interest of everyone, I like to even, understand how the entire breakup of this capex, how much of that goes in the vehicle, how much of that goes in the Bowser, what are the other expenses which are considered in that 35 lakhs initial investment?
Right. So the breakup is, for the vehicle is around, the vehicle cost is around 18 to 19 lakhs with the current steel price and other variations which has increased. But because we've been in the automotive industry for last 22 years, and that's our previous work, and our entire founding team, which who's been with us in the automotive industry, we believe that and we've struck deals. We've got confirmation that we could get it at 14 to 15 lakhs. Balance 12 lakhs falls into fabrication, and we use the best meter in the world. It's called the Rolls-Royce of meter, which means there's no way anything can go wrong, no way an additional generated additional loss can happen. There's no way. It's called liquid control. It's called the Rolls-Royce for all meters across the world. That's the meter and technology which we bring in. And by the way, that technology, that meter is configured to our app. that meter is configured to the Bowser, which is connected. So that's huge amount of investments which is done from a technology team. So that's around 12 lakhs, and then we move towards the other marketing and other opportunity costs, which is around another 3-4 lakhs. So that's the element. But I could send you a detailed mail and share that or with the investors.
There was some component of 10 lakhs that you had put, if that can be explained, there was an abbreviation. What was that 10 lakhs towards?
Yeah, because as I said, right, at the end of the day, why we're looking at this 5 years, and I'm not saying that it can't be extended more. It can be extended more. That's something which we look at it. But I always felt that the vehicle is being invested by the franchisee. It's because of the rules and regulations given by the government that GoFuel has to have it in its name. Otherwise, it can be in the name of the franchisee. And as a unified brand, if you want to go that way, this is the best way. But at that point of time, we as a team felt that after 5 years, there's a depreciation value, and we've got to be fair to them. And that's the reason why we looked at that 10 lakhs as a reimbursement, where the franchisee literally feels that I've invested into a vehicle and I get a confirmed buyback of 10 lakhs, which is confirmed over and above after I've invested and after I've gained 40% in the first year of churning out the business, which is 4,800 liters. And the numbers change magically. The numbers and percentages, it's 27% in the first year. If he does 4,800 to 5,200 liters as an average, the numbers goes up to 35% as a returns. That's the magic of this business. The magic of this business is mass. The magic of this business is numbers. And that's exactly what GoFuel is trying to educate and trying to build everyone into a platform. Let's do it together. And that's why I've highlighted 75 to 80% of our profits is given to franchisee. And I'll be absolutely transparent about it.
Sure. That's also helpful. So this buyback happens after 5 years, right?
Yeah.
This is after.
There is an option in our stuff where, if things, obviously it's a business, 3 years, 2 years, 4 years, there are some elements which has been shared, and we could do that. Because the whole purpose here is that we're trying to build people. We're trying to build entrepreneurs. We have hope that we've reached here. Why can't others join us? That's the intent.
I'll try and take a lot of questions have been answered, but some questions which I see are common, I'll try and take these questions, and some which are foundation of the entire business model is something which I like to take, because we don't have too much of time. Maybe 10 minutes, whatever I can take, and we can answer. I'll try to do justice with that. So another question which I wanted to pick up is on the operating expenses. So typically, what are the expenses one would engage in as they start operations? And apart from, so what you talked about is the Bowser, which will be about 12 odd lakhs, and then there's a Chases, which obviously comes at a discounted price, which is about 14 to 15, and then you have marketing expenses. Whatever location is given to a prospective franchisee, he would go reach out to potential end users and create that market. Now, what is the capacity of the Bowser? We're talking about here. Is that something which a partner can choose? One, and second, I'm also sure, because there are different companies using different capacities of a Bowser depending on the potential and demand. But what is your viewpoint on that? And would that be suggested by you, or that is only one single size or capacity that we're doing, is one question. And second is on my operating expenses. Typically, what are the operating expenses for day-to-day operations of a unit like this?
Sure. So the first question in terms of, we are very flexible. We'd like the franchisee to understand this, dwell into this, and make a concrete decision. And when this kind of a due diligence is happening from the franchisee comes back to us and says, I want this kind of a stuff, or I want we can't go more than 6,000 liters. I want a 4 KL because, or a 3 KL because, most of my customers are people who have, diesel generators in the parking lot, and a 6 KL can't go inside. These are stuffs which we are flexible, and so is the cost. If it comes down, there is a pattern where we can be flexible on that. So to answer your first point, we work hand in hand. We take feedback. We're very good listeners, and we are flexible in that. That's the first pattern. The second pattern in terms of the second question is you're saying that what is the operating cost and other stuffs. Before that, I'll confirm to everyone who's on this call and listening to us, before the rubber hits the road, because of the work which we've done and our connections with the OEMs, which is the auto OEMs, there is a 5 to 6 lakh savings already through discounts already done before the rubber hits the road. That's a confirmation I give you all. That's what GoFuel comes as an advantage. Now to come on your operating cost, again there, your first operating cost is your maintenance, which is your running cost on a daily basis to go to the gantry, which is the depot, or go to the petrol station, which has a top loading facility where we've aligned it. From there, go to your customer's place and to your parking variation. This is your running cost. That's your major stuff. Second is your driver and your cleaners cost. Third is your, over a period of 1.5 to 2 years, your tire cost, changing and mechanical costs, which again, we would be in line because we are picking up vehicles, which gives us 2 years, 3 years warranty and other variations. And the second year is your insurance cost, because your first year, it comes with insurance. So in total, and a very small amount of IT cost, because we've got to pay AWS and we've got to pay the clouds for us to run this and move forward. So this is our breakup of the cost, which is on a regular basis, which runs it.
And typically, what are the margins that we are offering? And is there a cap on the limit, or because there are a lot of demand that might come, which might not be big demand. Right. So is there a minimum order clause that we have when we service, or that is left to the understanding of the franchise partner?
Yeah, there's no minimum order part. We leave it to the franchisee partners, prowess or his intelligence to decide on that. As I said, we cannot be in every 714 districts. We believe that this partner of ours is there, and that's the vision which we look. So we leave it. We believe that they will take the right call, but we would suggest that this is it's hitting your profit. One bad truth which I want to make here is, at present, all OMCs give you at only ₹1.70, and in some states like other regulated states, it's around ₹1.80 kind of a stuff.
1.83.
Yeah, 1.83 on per liter. And after TCS, which is applicable, like TDS, TCS is applicable, it's around 160, 170. We are offering close to 120, and we're offering an incentive plan, which is a clear indication of what we really want to achieve and how we want to move this forward. So that's a absolute truth and ground reality. No, as I said, there's we could say ₹1 additional convenience charge we can charge, etc. If a customer gets that kind of if a partner gets that kind of a customer, we are absolutely happy, but we are not putting that into our maths.
Fair. And the other question would also be on, while you did talk about typical liters, one can do, and your current partners or your current own structure is doing way beyond that. How long does it take for somebody to reach that level of 11, 12 per day, as you mentioned? And you've taken a very decent number of 6,000 per day as a capacity, right? That's something. And looking at that, typically, if I look at the first month and the second month, how long does it take for somebody to even reach that 6,000? Doesn't happen in the very first month. It takes some time for somebody to reach there. How long will it take for somebody to reach there is one question. And second, how many such accounts would one need to acquire? And if you can give an example of, you work with so many companies. I saw that on the presentation, many logos of companies. So what is typical demand? One company would typically give you, depending on the size, of course, that would different. And so that's one question. Second, how the route optimization happens. And that would not happen in the first one, because aapke paas shayad ek hi client hai, and you might have to go an extra mile to service that. So anything, any tips on that you want to share?
Oh, that's a great question. That's a great question. And I think everyone on all the partners and everyone who's interested in this, it's a great question. The first thing is map your territory, map your partners, map your customers. Understand in terms of the demand which is required, and the demand is massive. The demand is massive. Trust me on this. We are not able to cater to demand because we sometimes fall a challenge of cash flow, and I'm being very absolutely honest. The demand is massive. So first is map your territory, map your customers, Filter your customers on who is trustworthy. We will give you the CRF forms. We will give you on how to filter a customer. We will do elements on due diligence and work with you all before anything moves forward with that. And that's what we want to say, that we work with you as a partner. We'd like to ensure that your loss is our loss is your loss. And we will raise the red flag, but in spite of that, if you want to move forward, it's absolutely here. So my answer to that is map your territory, map your customers, and how many months you could do this in 3 months. Because we did this in 3 months, because earlier to start 3 months we did mapping, and that's the team, that's the territory, Tamil Nadu territory head who along with his team and our operations team did a fantastic job, and having a super command over the business, understanding who to trust and who not to trust, and how do we go about this, having paperwork, PO, LOI. That is what, because as an MSME and other variations, we are safeguarded by the law to an extent. So we could walk that mile.
What kind of, so coming back to my, question that was well answered, what is, so one can expect in the initial 3 months, and what should become the average per month, as far as revenue is concerned? And also because this business has big credit lines, you're working not with the retail consumer, you're working with corporates. So how does one handle that side?
True. So I'll go from the last point, from the credit line. And that's the reason why I'm highlighting choose your customers, choosing the mapping of the territory is very important. And that's the only answer which we have. And hopefully we come to a level that this entire attitude of credit line changes. And I believe over a period of time, it will change because of the quality and element which we bring to the customer, and also getting in credit line from the OMCs. When we go with larger numbers, saying that as a company, as a brand, we're doing so much, and this is the credit line which we're giving. Please request the OMC saying that we'd like a credit line from you all. It's something which can happen. It's something which is doable. So that's the first, the second part of your question. And to answer the earlier part of your question, this is something which can be, if it doesn't happen in the first 2 months, something's wrong. And that's an honest answer. If it doesn't happen in the first 2 months, something's wrong. You need more support, you need more mapping, or somewhere something is not calculated the right way. I'll give you an example. I'll give you the best example, and I'd like to share it to the entire crowd. We've given people who joined us earlier before we approached you all to support us in Punjab. The amount of mapping they've done for the entire state of Punjab is just unbelievable, where it clearly shows it needs 28 vehicles. From your brick manufacturing companies, from your RNC plants, from your cement companies, from your construction workers, from your quarries, from your other variations, unbelievably mapped. So I would urge everyone to come in, and once they come in as a partner, that's the induction what GoFuel will start with.
Sure. I have a lot of questions. I don't know how many I can ask, but maybe 2-3 more questions, which I think I should be picking up. And one, because fractional ownership is something which would require maybe a bigger discussion, depend what amount one wants to pick in. So how many people typically, do you have a number of people as a upper cap, not more than XYZ number of people? Because more number of people, lesser your returns would be, because the returns are proportionate to the investment you would make. So is there a cap on the number of people, and who manages it? So because I understand that management then lies with the company, right? We'll not have 5 people managing. And this investment can also be put across various geographies. I can invest 35 lakhs in 10 assets in different states. So all that management comes to you as a parent, and will the franchise partner have visibility on where and how the accounts and revenue or cash flows are getting transferred?
Sure. As I said, Mr. Maurya was the one who lit the fire on this idea, and I believe that it should be around 2 to 3, and if it has valid, then we took it up to our legal team. We have a very strong legal team. We have a very strong marketing team. We have a very strong sales team, etc. As I said, I showed you in the org structure. They said as long as there's a tri-party agreement, as long as there's an agreement between the 2 or 3, and then one person comes in and represents that, and they elect that one person, we are happy and ready to support that.
Great. So another question is on the process. A lot of people who want to get into it, what is a typical process? I did see that on the presentation that was, I think, starting from and going up to about 90 odd days. So if you want to tell, what happens first, and also there's a season or timing for these tenders to be placed. So time kya hai tender ka, khulne ka, if you can also tell our investors on the same, and how does
Sure.
one go about it?
Sure, sure, and I think that's the differentiator GoFuel brings. You don't need to wait for any tenders. That's another massive challenge which our competition brings in, saying that, oh, we've got to wait for tenders, we'll only fabricate and we'll give it to you, and then when the tender opens up, or tender's not opened up, and you're waiting. You don't need to do that with GoFuel, because in GoFuel you work on the license which we've got. So the element of waiting for tenders not there. You could start ASAP. We would launch things at the earliest. The reason why we've taken 90 days is because we want to be safe and we don't want to overcome it. As you could see in our financials, that we've stayed it very grounded and to the truth. So that's what it is, Sonia. The truth is, and we have a fantastic partner, and it's us as a fabricator who's been with us. We trust them. So we have skin in the game now. We are on top of it.
Great. I don't know how many. I'll take one last question because I see still questions are pouring in. And friends, I will request all of you. I acknowledge all the questions which have been put in by a lot of you. I think Navjot Sodhi ji is asking for a call. We'll come back to Anthony ji. We have a question from you. We'll come back. I think that has been answered. But I feel all these questions require maybe in-depth discussion call to understand, the entire nuances of the business at large, and maybe the financial dynamics, which needs to have maybe a one-to-one call, which friends will plan in this coming week or within a week time. And last question, which I wanted to pick up was on the cities. You talked about some of the locations on the map, and you said these are the priority cities where you want to get in. But even if you want to prioritize, what would be the 2, 5, 6 locations you think are immediate priority for you in the next, say, 2 months, 3 months time? One question. And second is the radius. Are we giving some exclusivity to a partner to service or operate in that particular territory? How will that work? And lastly, Vinod, what would be your support to the franchisee, and what are the obligations that he needs to have as a partner?
Yeah, so the first part is the cities part. As I said, we want to be very careful, especially the COVID impact. We want to be clearly absolutely sure that the franchisee is coming in, and that depends on the mapping which we're doing on those cities. We have our data. We've done our mapping, and the entire mapping is done towards how close it is to the gantry, how close it is to the depot, how close are the variations, so your running cost comes down. And we would literally sit down, and thanks to Google Maps and other variations, where we could give it to you. We have an entire data of where all, from hospitals to malls to constructions to RMC plants to quarries, what are the benefits of those each areas, and we would share that and literally give you hand-holding in terms of how you can acquire that. How did we do that? And we have speakers, our territory managers are speakers who would speak with you and share with you how it runs. That's number one. Number two is, just for memory, your second question was.
I talked about the radius. Is there some kind of territory exclusivity which a partner gets?
I think to be fair, the partner gets the territory based on the spend which he's ready to make on the running cost. Right, so we are open about it. We are flexible about it, but we would request the partner not to go more than 100 or 120 kilometers on average every day, because that will shoot up the budget, and that will doesn't make business sense, and not to do that until unless he has very strong reasons. So we are flexible about that. Eventually, if on that territory, if someone else comes up, we would definitely seek the support and permission from the existing person and take his inputs. We won't do anything like, okay, we would take it as a partner level, and that's our culture, and that's the respect which we have. And third one, Sonia.
I think my other question was on the obligations of you as a company, or maybe I would say the initial support, especially acquisition of your end user is the biggest challenge anyone would have when they get into business. Any support you would give, any kind of local marketing budget, one, and who is the ideal profile or the obligation of a franchisee? What is that he's supposed to do?
Oh, absolutely. And we are big, when we are so passionate about technology, we are big on social media. Our plans for social media, we're just playing it, clear, because we want to make our POC very strong. We want to make our pilot very strong. And by the way, we've huge media coverage. So all that is done through our PR and through our marketing team. And the same aspect will be done. Like, for example, Punjab, I shouldn't spill the beans. I can tell you that more or less it will be launched by hopefully the Chief Secretary and the Transport Minister. We might have another kind of a thought in Tamil Nadu on the same spectrum. So we're thinking big. Obviously, it's not small. We will move forward, and with partners, everyone will come through that.
Sure. That's also very helpful on the obligations on the marketing. I think we've covered a lot. One question is on the parking, which I want to take in the interest of the entire audience, because this is a vehicle which cannot be parked anywhere. And the kind of infrastructure that we've talked about is just an office premise. So what is what are the guidelines for parkings is one, and how does one go about it?
Right. So the PESO approval, there was a challenge 4 months back, 3 months back, where there was huge challenge that parkings were not given. And thankfully, we went in for the retail outlets and we got the parkings, and we were able to start our operations. So we understand based on each state and each city, should we apply for the RO, or should we apply for the depot, which is the which is the OMC's depot, or we should apply for both. And if we apply for both, we believe that we have that sorted out. PESO has given us approval that parkings can be made as a standalone GoFuel parking, where it has certain norms to assist. So in a particular city like Delhi or Gurgaon, I can have a land of my own where parking can be put in, or 2 vehicles, 3 vehicles, with all the PESO norms and all the safety aspect. PESO has given that, number one. Number two of what we are doing right now, we park it with the petrol stations, which we've tied up with, and that's approved by PESO. So we would not go into that element if we don't get that approval from PESO. So we would be still stuck. So parking is sorted.
Sure. And that's something the company will also assist, whatever that nearest pump is, that's where they can do that. Very helpful, Vinod.
Yeah, because we've taken the entire risk. It still runs in the brand name of GoFuel. The approvals are in the name of GoFuel. So we've taken that, and we will be. Technology is helping us to clearly say where the vehicle is standing, what time is it standing. Dashboards are hitting it, and that brings in a process more stronger.
That I am done with my set of initial questions. There are many more which I'm seeing coming in, and like I said, it requires much more deeper discussion and understanding. So friends, we'll take one day as a discovery day. Discovery day is a day where you can interact one-to-one, and you will get your own half an hour, 45 minutes to interact with respect to any questions that you have, who can become, how you can become, the entire process, the breakup of the investment, the ROI, and other legal formalities one needs to be ready with before going ahead. And I will request Archana, if we have kept a date, we can announce that date, and I will request all of you to kindly send us your interest, and we'll start blocking that day as a time. And for reasons that day is not available, we can even coordinate a day from you, either before or after that date. So Archana, is it?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we have discussed with the team, and the day is Tuesday, and date is 29th of June.
Okay, so that's next week, which is Tuesday, exactly a week from today. And friends, all of you who want to book your slot, please reach on the hotline number and also our email ID of Franchise India, which we'll also put in the chat box. And before we close, I will request, we have chatted and talked a lot. Any last words, message that you have for the entire audience which is listening live, would also be listening to the recordings that we put on our Facebook page and present here? Anything that you want to tell them as a closing remark?
I just want to say, itna so sarf hai, so fark hai. Itna so fark hai. So you just have to decide and take that plunge. You have some good people out there with honest intention who would walk the extra mile. That's GoFuel.
Great. Thanks so much, Vinod. I'll also take this opportunity of thanking the entire team. I see Aditya, I see Praneeth and Muthuramanji. So all of you, very big thank you from the entire audience which is present here, and also on behalf of the entire Franchise India team. I thank you all for being with us for the last more than an hour and presenting this opportunity to our investors. And I feel we have got a great response from our prospective partners and friends. We'll do justice to every inquiry that we have received. And our teams at Franchise India, our independent franchise consultants, our partners who are present in all 87 cities across India, will reach out to all of you. We'll start booking your slots. And before that, we'll also ensure we share with you the entire presentation financials to make yourself and that time that you get valuable. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you.
Sure. So thank you so much, Vinod Raj and the team, for accepting our invitation to come today and share your business model with each one of us. We really appreciate the efforts given by each one of you. We would like to thank Sonia ma'am for sparing time and sharing her advice with us. Last but not the least, all the dear friends for the registration of this particular webinar and attending the GoFuel webinar. We have kept 29th of June as a discovery day, where again you can have one-to-one interaction with team of GoFuel. So please book your slot at our business hotline number, which is 9717683838. It's there on the screen also. Do share your suggestion and feedback with us, because that will help us in improving our processes. Also connect with us at different social handles, information on your screen. You want to revisit all the previously done webinar, this particular webinar, please join us at the Facebook page of Franchise India Brands Limited. Under video section, you can see the recorded version. You wish to join Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am for more information, join their respective LinkedIn IDs, information on your screen. And as we always say that we are investor-centric company, and our aim every day is to provide maximum business opportunity for you. Hence, we are inviting each one of you to join us for Jaipur chapter under Bharat Franchise Show, which will start at 7 p.m. where again we have asked and invited our 7 top brands to represent and showcase their business model. Do registration now so that you can join us sharp at 7 p.m. today for Bharat Franchise Show. And tomorrow under Business Opportunity of a Chai 12 p.m. webinar series, we are inviting team of Kisses Enterprise. It's a retail opportunity for each one of you, where you can start business with 10 lakh rupees. So for today's Bharat Franchise Show and tomorrow Business Opportunity with Chai webinar series, do registration now. Thank you so much once again for joining in today. Have a very safe day. Stay safe, stay happy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ashna. Thank you again, Vinod. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Pleasure.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Sonia. Thank you. Thank you all.